When you hear the word nuclear, what do you see? A mushroom cloud rising over the horizon? An abandoned city like Chernobyl? Sirens? Radiation symbols? Headlines filled with fear? For many, the word nuclear does not mean electricity. It means destruction. But what if one of the most feared technologies on Earth is also one of the cleanest sources of power we have? This is a story of nuclear energy, the bad, the good, and the beautiful. Welcome to Thoughts Worth Thinking About. Human beings are not purely rational creatures. We are emotional. We fear what is dramatic, what explodes, what makes headlines. The word nuclear was introduced to the public through war, not through light bulbs. Meanwhile, fossil fuels quietly pollute the air every day. They do not explode in spectacular fashion. They suffocate slowly. And yet, they do not evoke the same instinctive fear. Sometimes, what we fear most is not what harms us most. The story of nuclear energy begins with the discovery of radioactivity in the early 20th century. After the war, nations sought to turn atomic power into something peaceful: electricity. The International Atomic Energy Agency, the IAEA, is an international organization that promotes the peaceful use of nuclear energy and works to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons. Some of its main objectives are to promote peaceful nuclear energy and promote nuclear safeguards and non-proliferation. Nuclear plants began appearing across Europe, the United States, and Asia. France built much of its grid on nuclear energy. But in 1986, everything changed. The disaster at Chernobyl reshaped public perception overnight, and in 2011, Fukushima reopened old fears. At its core, nuclear energy is not complicated. Uranium atoms split, a process called fission. Splitting releases heat. Heat turns water into steam. Steam spins a turbine. The turbine generates electricity. There is no burning, no smoke, no carbon dioxide during operation. Now, to clarify, a nuclear reactor is not a bomb. The physics and engineering are fundamentally different. Nuclear energy is not without risk. Reactor meltdowns are rare but severe. As it relates to storage methods for the radioactive waste, different methods can be used which carry different risks. Some methods that are considered safer are deep geological disposal, dry cask storage, vitrification, deep borehole disposal, and near surface engineered disposal. Some methods considered less safe are ocean dumping, sea disposal in trenches, ice sheet disposal, outer space disposal, and poorly managed surface storage. Some other concerns include long build times, high initial costs, the waste remains radioactive for thousands of years. Now that's a list of concerns, but it is important to note modern reactor designs include passive safety systems, systems that shut down automatically without human intervention. Balance is key. Despite nuclear energy's reputation, it has one of the lowest carbon footprints of any major energy source. Some benefits can include extremely high energy density, reliable 24/7 power, minimal land use, low life cycle emissions. Countries like France generate most of their electricity from nuclear power. Also, China is rapidly expanding its nuclear fleet. As for future innovation, the ITER is working toward fusion energy. Now, fusion, the process that powers the sun, could one day provide nearly limitless clean energy. Nuclear energy, when managed responsibly, can produce enormous amounts of power from incredibly small amounts of fuel. That's the beautiful part. The story of nuclear energy is not simple. It is not purely good and it is not purely bad. It is powerful, and great power should demand great responsibility. Perhaps the real question is not whether nuclear energy is dangerous, but whether our fear prevents us from seeing its potential. Thanks for making it through the video. Subscribe for more and leave a like if you liked it. Comment below to share your thoughts, and finally, share if you think this is a thought worth thinking about. Farewell.